A very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha and we are taking a look on what's happening in the nation Zimbabwe. President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has given yet another signal. Remember, a lot is happening in the politics of Zimbabwe. A lot of undercurrents are happening at this point in time. And this is the picture which is right there on the screen. This one, where you are seeing a rock and a tree in between. This is symbolic. And this is what President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has said in an ex-post. He said, there is always a way out. A lot of people are asking, what is the way forward? What are the options of Nelson Chamisa? As we speak right now, if you are to logically think, we can agree, kuti hatina diri. If we are to logically think, but if we are to strategically think, you will see that Nelson Chamisa is having an upper hand. Logically, for those who are saying, use logic, it seems as if there is no road. But for those who are strategic and spiritual, there is always a way out. They always see things happening. So this is a powerful message from President Advocate Nelson Chamisa, and we need to take a look critically onto these words. He says there is always a way out, and he uses a symbol, uses symbolism in communication. Remember, there are so many ways of communicating, and in this case, President Advocate Nelson Chamisa uses this symbol. It's a communication framework using a symbolic item. This is a rock. You can actually see that this is a rock, but there is a tree which is growing in between. It's symbolic. It shows that no matter the circumstances, no matter the situation, you will always strive and make it to the end. This is the situation of Zimbabwe right now. We have seen that they believe and they think that they have buried the political will of the people of Zimbabwe, not knowing that they have buried a seed which is germinating and which is going to produce results. So for those who believe, for those who see things from afar, you can actually see that Nelson Chamisa is at the verge of becoming a great man in the nation Zimbabwe. What God has blessed, no man can ever curse. It takes time for you to get into power. It's not an easy walk in the park. Take a look, the liberation struggle. When was the liberation struggle launched? Robert Mugabe and Joshua Ngomo were still boys running. But when they achieved independence, Joshua Ngomo was quite old. So you can actually see that it's a matter of time. We had the people who fought the liberation. We can talk of the Chitepos, the Takawiras. All those people were there when everything was happening. But when it comes to the issue of the liberation struggle, of the independence, some of them were no longer there. We had Morgan Tsvangirai. From 1999, Morgan Tsvangirai was leading. He won the elections in 2008, but he failed to assume power because of how ZANU-PF was behaving. We had a similar challenge in 2018. We have another challenge in 2023. But this must tell you, as a son of Zimbabwe, as a daughter of Zimbabwe, as a child of this country, Zimbabwe, that there is always a way out. When they believe that they have closed the door, there is always a way out. When God gives somebody power, he uses different methods. And usually, he doesn't use humanly ways and humanly methods. If Nelson Chamisa had gotten into office through an election, maybe we were going to be overzealous and say, tisu takazviita, dai tisirisu, dai Chamisa asina kudai. Iye Nelson Chamisa pamwe aizogona kutozvikudza, you see. But God creates a humble position. I want to tell you this. If you go back to the history in the Bible, David was anointed by Samuel. Samuel was a judge, was a priest, and also a leader. So as the leader of the people, Samuel had three roles. He was a prophet, he was a judge, and also he was a priest. He was performing three functions in one. But as a man who could hear God, he was on his way to go and anoint David. He was communicating to God live and direct. God told Samuel to say, if you are asked, tell them that you are going to do A, B, C, D. Samuel, he was hearing God. He went there and anointed a man called David. But when it was time for Goliath asking a man, David was not there. But the Spirit of the Lord used Jesse, and he sent David to the liberation front, to the war zone, where David went and then liberated Israel from the hands of Goliath. But here's the thing.